Hey FlOSSTUBE, welcome to Creative Women Studio. Hey guys, it's so good to be back, and I just want to say thank you for all the birthday wishes and all of the Happy New Year's from the past couple of videos and all the well wishes for feeling better. So we left for Florida, and you know, I was on the antibiotic for 10 days and I had to take it 4 times a day, which I had to set an alarm in my phone to go off every 6 hours because there's no way I would remember that, which was really annoying because I had to take it at midnight, 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. Anyway, when we left, I only had a couple of days left on the antibiotic, and my neck still hurt, like it was still swollen, my gland was still swollen, and then my ear, I started getting these pains in my ear, and I kept thinking it's just part of the strep throat infection that I had and that it would go away. And then I kind of got paranoid thinking, oh my gosh, it's not gone away yet and I'm going to Florida, you know. So anyways, I got paranoid enough that on the way to Florida I called my doctor, and she said get some Mucinex, or you know, actually she recommended Mucinex. And so we stopped, the next stop that we made, we found a drugstore and got some Mucinex, and 2 days of taking Mucinex and it cleared right up. So basically I must have had a twofold thing, like I must have had a sinus thing going on too, because my glands were all full of junk, I guess. It was really strange. The whole thing was strange. I mean, I've had strep throat before, but it's never like developed into an ear and, you know, throat problem. It wasn't my throat, it was my neck. It was like I couldn't move my neck because it was so swollen. It was just very strange. Moving right along. So 2 days, you know, after taking that, I felt 100% better, and I'm still feeling 100% better, and I'm just grateful for that. So I know a lot of people were concerned, or not concerned, but commenting about Teeny and hoping that her travels were good for her. Well, I am here to say that she did much better than she's ever done on the car before. However, she still was a very nervous rider. However, she laid down a couple times. So the first day we drove 11 hours and the next day was 9 hours. And she laid down, she'd lay down maybe 15 minutes at a time and get up and pant and drool and pant and drool. And anyways, we kept the thunder shirt on her. I really believe that did help. Matter of fact, last night, I don't know if I've explained this or told you guys about it or not, but our deck, when we bought this house, we didn't build this house, okay? Well, the person that built the house, he didn't dig the post for the deck down far enough. And we have a walkout basement, so it's a hill, and the grade in the back of the yard needs to go down more away from that so that the water will run away from the house. Well, all of this is stuff that we need to fix here in the next couple years, but the water doesn't drain away from the house good enough, plus the posts aren't dig deep enough. So in the winter, when all the moisture in the ground freezes, it pushes those, it tweaks our deck, let's put it that way. So there'll be these loud pops, like, I mean loud. It'll wake me up sometimes if it's really cold out. And so anyway, that freaks her out. Well, it was doing it last night, and we put her Thunder shirt on her. We gave her some hemp oil, and she still panted and shook, but she ended up, you know, finally calming down and laying down. But the deck didn't pop much after that, so it was okay. Matter of fact, Kevin and I went to bed, and Kyle came home after we had went to bed, and he told us today that he was in the shower in the basement and he kept hearing something, and he didn't know what it was. It was her outside the bathroom clawing at the door wanting in. So the deck must have popped again. But anyways, she's just a quirky dog. That's just her personality. One night this week, this is funny. One night this week, this is a little glimpse into my crazy life with my psycho mutt. I love her to death. But anyway, so around 4 in the morning, the dogs start barking. And we're like, what are the dogs barking at? And anyway, Kevin was not happy. He gets up and he's yelling at the dogs. He makes them lay down. And okay, so we get back in bed about an hour. No, that's not what it was. He didn't get up and... I just screwed the story up. He didn't get up and go out and yell at the dogs. He just opened the bedroom door and said, knock it off, go lay down, you know. And they did. Okay, so everything quieted back down. So then about 5 o'clock, the same thing happened. And I thought, what is going on? Is there, you know, someone breaking into the house or the studio? Or like, why are they barking in the middle of the night? So I get up and the funny part was, it was like they weren't like both barking. Like, you know, when they hear something outside or see somebody outside, they're barking at the same time and they're going, ah! It wasn't like that. It was like he would bark and then she would bark and then he would bark and then she would bark and then he would bark. You know, it was kind of back and forth like they were talking. It was very strange. So I come out into the living room and I see Bubba, which Bubba is Kyle's dog, and I don't see Athena. And I thought, well, maybe she went downstairs. So I go downstairs, I'm looking for her downstairs, and then I'm getting like this weird feeling, like, what? Where's my dog? Where did she go? She got shut in the bathroom, the hallway bathroom. Only thing I can think of is something scared her, and maybe she, because everyone sleeps with their bedroom door shut, so she went into the bathroom maybe to find comfort because it's a smaller room. I don't know. Growing up, we had a dog named Buffy. It was a poodle schnauzer mix, and she was afraid of thunder and fireworks and stuff, and she would go and get in the bathtub and sit in the bathtub and shake. So I was thinking maybe Teeny went in there because she was afraid of something, and somehow she accidentally shut the door on herself. So she was in there, and I think she might have clawed at the door to get out, and that probably set Bubba off barking, and they were... That's how it is here. It's a stinking zoo. She was also very strange. I know this is a lot of talk about my dog, sorry, but just real quick. She was really strange when we were in Florida too. The dog is used to running. We have 5 acres. She chases squirrels, she chases bunnies, she loves to play ball, she loves the freedom. Well, at the park where my mom and Jerry live, we rented a place. It was like a couple streets over from them. Oh, the place is awesome. I'll insert a video at the end here. I shared it with everyone on my Patreon, but anyways, it was very nice. But you have to have your dog on a leash at all times. There's no areas for them to run. We went to the beach thinking, you know, if it wasn't busy, because it was so chilly down there, that we could let them run, but we couldn't find a dog-friendly beach. Anyways, she just acted weird, and I think because she just didn't know what was going on. And then Emma, my mom's dog, she's a boxer, and she's trying to play with Athena. Now, when Emma is here, Teeny won't leave her alone, wants to play with her all the time. But there, Emma was bringing toys over to her and like sticking it in Teeny's face and shaking it at her, and Teeny would not play. So it was a very rough trip for my dog. So I don't know if we'll take her again next year. But anyways, so our trip to Florida was wonderful. Mom and I played tons of cards with lots of laughs. It was a good time. And So we ended up coming home. We left on a Friday. We got there Saturday. The next Saturday we ended up coming home, and we took 3 days to get home, just so that the trip wasn't as, the drive wasn't as long. We spread it out among 3 days instead of 2 days, and got home on Monday, this past Monday. So our plans were to go to Siesta Keys for, 3 or 4 days after our time was up at the park where Mom and Jerry live. Well, because we know people that go there. When they go to Florida, that's where they go. It's got the beautiful white beaches, white sand, and just clean and nice. And so we took a day and we drove there with the dogs in tow. We're crazy. So the 4 of us and 2 dogs, we go to Siesta Keys, and it's not dog friendly. So we found some park people that were doing some landscaping, and I asked them, are there any pet friendly beaches in the area? And they said, you have to go down to Venice, or you can go north to Sarasota. Well, we have to pass Sarasota to go back to Zephyr Hills, so we went to Sarasota, and the beach that's pet friendly was really not a beach. And it was cold, you guys. I had on like a winter coat, and I was cold. We walked up along the beach. It was all like shells, and we're looking at shells. Kevin got some shells for Ellery, and the dogs, Teeny really liked it. It was so funny. She got in the water. It was her first time being in the ocean. She got in the water and drank it like she's at a Michigan lake, and she was like, because it's salt water. So that was her first experience with that. But we didn't stay long because it was cold. Like if it would have been a 70-degree day, they had some benches and stuff, and we still couldn't have let them off their leashes, because this little teeny beach was, 10, well, probably more like 15 foot or 20 foot from a busy road. So anyway, we just decided to come home after our time was up at the park. So that was kind of disappointing, but you guys know me. I was disappointed, but yet like, hey, I'm going home. And it was really exciting to get home. So anyway, and then while I was there, I taught my mom to punch needle again. She tried it before, years and years ago. I would say probably 8 to 10 years ago. And she just couldn't get the hang of it. She just was too frustrated because she wanted it to look like mine. I keep telling her, I've been doing it for 15 years, Mom. Give yourself a break. Well, this time I had sent her, before we went, I had sent her the CTR, the haystack. I sent her a pattern, forgot to send her the floss. She already had a hoop. Anyways, showed her how to punch needle again, and you guys, you won't believe how good she is doing. She loves it, and I'm so happy because she needs a craft or something to do, and I'm just thrilled about that. And she says, it's got to be the needle. That's the only difference. I mean, that's the only difference. So she really likes the CTR needle. I ordered her a frame like I use, that's an artist stretcher frame. And I ordered her a little pencil gripper to put on her CTR needle. So I'm sending that out next week. But anyway, she's doing Star-Shaped Snowman. Anyway, she's just loving it. What else? We miss our grandkids so bad. So we thought we were going to be gone for almost 2 weeks. So we told Bree we couldn't watch them for 2 weeks. So she, they have a nanny and they have it all set up. And so I told her, we're going to come home early. We can have them this Thursday. And she goes, oh, I already paid the nanny. And anyway, I didn't want to do that to the whole schedule. And they already had it planned. And that was our fault. Anyway, so I was really bummed this last Thursday we didn't have the kids. But Ryan had a birthday. Our youngest Ryan turned 23 on the 21st. So tomorrow, which is Sunday, we are going out. Everyone's coming over and we're having big old Mexican feast and no bake cheesecake for his birthday. So we'll have the grandkids then. I'm excited. Another exciting thing that happened while I was in Florida, I got my iPad working. I bought an iPad, I don't know, it was the beginning of summer. And that's not a cheap device. I mean, it's like $1,400 or something like that. And anyway, I logged into it one time, and then the second time I went to get in it, I couldn't remember my passcode, and I got locked out. And I've been trying to get back into it so many times, but the way I was doing it was saying it was going to take like 32 hours to reset or reformat the iPad. Well, it's because my internet's so crappy. So I took it with me thinking, well, I'll have high-speed internet there, maybe it'll work. Well, I want to tell you guys something. If you have an iPad and you get locked out of it, don't try to fix it through iTunes. Don't try to fix it any other way other than going to, what is it? I wrote it down. iCloud.com/find. All of your, if you have iPhone or you have an iPad, all of your devices will show up there, and it will show where they're at. It's basically, it's the Find Your Phone site. And anyway, you log into your iCloud account, and it was so easy and it was so fast. And now it's synced to my phone, so the passcode is the same passcode that's on my phone. I love it. I'm so happy. And I used my iPad when I did CW Live this past week, and I love it so much better than using my laptop. It just worked smoother. So I'm so happy to have that now. It was frustrating to have such a cool device and not be able to use it. So anyway, that's it on all that jazz. I want to give a big shout out to Amy, Mrs. Flossie, and Jean Lee of the Attic Needlework. So Amy saw my FlOSSTUBE video a couple, I think it was FlOSSTUBE 104. Or maybe it was 103. Anyways, it was where I was saying I could not find Picture This Plus 32 Count Mystic. Well, Amy saw that. So when she went into work, she works at the Attic Needlework in Mesa, Arizona. And she went into work and she said, oh my gosh, we have some. So she contacted me and told me that they had some. I bought all that they had. Excuse me. And then I had an even better idea because I was leaving for Florida. I said, is there, because I didn't want it to come to me and then sit at my place for 2 weeks, and then when I get back, I send it on to the model stitcher. I said, is there any way you could cut that, because she had 2 pieces. I said, can you cut the 1 piece in half and then send 1/2 of it to my model stitcher? And she said, sure. So thank you so much, Amy, and thank you so much, Jean, for doing that for me. And yeah, my model stitcher, I sent her the flosses and I sent her the pattern, and then they sent her the linen, and so Mindy is happily stitching. Well, I hope she's happily stitching. I hope she enjoys the design. So that was very cool. I just want to give them a shout out for that. That is like top-notch customer service right there. So thank you so much. All right, announcements. All right, so remember when I did the COVID relief, Kevin and I wanted to help out our shops, and so in the month of May, for Stitch Mania, I do Design Mania, and I designed a cross stitch chart every single day in the month of May. Well, 16 of those designs I designated to a specific needlework shop, and the way that they got chose was I had all of my shops that purchased from me. I had their names in a basket. When I was done designing something, I would pull a name, so that pattern would be paired up with that shop. And I am having a tickle in my throat. Hold on 1 second, please. So that shop would be paired with that pattern. The patterns were only available as PDF downloads on my Etsy shop. And I did that because I didn't want the shop to have to buy the pattern. I mean, they're already, you know, a lot of them had to shut their doors, had to revamp how they were gonna run their business because they had to shut their doors. You know, they could still run their business, but they had to do it, you know, via, you know, phone-in orders or online orders or however. So we wanted to help them out, and I thought it would be a bigger burden to actually produce a physical chart where they had to purchase them and then they could sell them. I didn't want to do that, so that's why they're just PDF downloads on my Etsy shop. June through December 31st, all the proceeds, all the profits from those charts went to that shop, those shops. So I just wanted to let you guys, if you weren't aware of that, that's what happened, okay? Well, obviously, that ended December 31st. So I wanted to tell you guys how amazing you are, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for participating in that fundraiser. You guys raised $8,622. That is the amount of money that was given to 16 shops from June through December. So you guys did that. Thank you so much, and the shops are so very grateful. I am so bad at listening to my voicemail, but I had a voicemail from back in June or July. I think it was June. That's so bad. From one of the shops, and somehow I missed her voicemail. And I listened to it, and she, honest to God, y'all, she teared up because of the kind, gesture that Kevin and I were trying to do. But not only that, you guys were the ones that did it. You guys were the ones that spent the money, and the money went to them. And she was in tears thanking me for doing that. So I'm extending that thank you to you guys, because you made it happen, and I'm over the moon. If I ever did something like that again, I have a different way that I would do it. I would take the money. I just know if I did it again, I would do it differently. Because some of the designs sold way better than some of the other designs. And, I don't know. It just didn't seem fair, but whatever. I just wanted to let you guys know, though, what you guys raised for them. So thank you so much. Okay. I have no idea what's going on with my throat. This is a very wordy and very windy floss tube. I know y'all, some of y'all like the longer ones because you're sitting there and you're stitching. And since I'm just talking and not showing things, you're getting a lot of stitching done. I know some of you prefer the shorter ones, but this one's gonna be long. I got a lot to share with you guys. Okay, so Nashville has been canceled for 2021. On our way to Florida, I got an email, or maybe it was on, actually I think it was on the private Facebook group. Anyways, they said that they were canceling it because of COVID and just being so unsure of what was going to happen, if things were going to be better by May. And so a real quick breakdown of what Nashville is for people that maybe don't know. Nashville Needlework Market is hosted by Needlework Retailer and Yarn Tree. They're a distributor. It's a wholesale show, and only shops with the proper credentials can come to the show. It's in Nashville, Tennessee in March, usually the first weekend of March every year. And designers go, distributors go to show our new designs, our new products. Lady Dot Creates, people that have trims and things like that, they are there as well. People that have finishing, so it's not just designers. So they had moved market from March to May, thinking that it would be better by then, that we could have the show and all that. But then they decided not to have it at all in 2021. So I can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm super sad because I love that show and I love seeing all the shop owners, and it's just seeing all the designers and just, it's so fun. So I was bummed about that. However, I'm a bit relieved just for the fact that, who knew if the shops would be able to come? I mean, so anyways, there was all this, doubt and worry that was going on for the designers and people that, are vendors at the show. And so anyways, So there's a new virtual market that will be in March. Janice of Noteworthy Needlework has been working her tail off creating a virtual wholesale market. So again, she checks credentials to make sure that a shop is legit, and it's only, you know, for shops to go online. Now, what I think is really cool about it is, like, I'm gonna have a booth set up in my studio, and I'm gonna have all my new stuff there, and I'm gonna be like live in my studio, and people, like shop owners, can ask me questions. Like, I'm gonna be able to communicate with the shops virtually, which I think is the coolest thing ever. I don't know how it works. Janice is working with, oh, I forget the name of the company, but she called them geniuses that are helping her to get this virtual thing going. So that's really exciting. So that will be the date that Nashville was normally going to be held in March. So the weekend of March 6th is that. Oh, and I went to the website. It's really cool. You can see, it's called needleworkexpo.com. There are 117 shops registered, and there are 65 exhibitors. So that's pretty cool. That's very cool. So I'm just real quick going to run down my release dates for you guys. We are going to have a February 1st release. Yeah. So this next week is going to be super crazy busy for me because I don't have them fully finished. I don't have them, the directions written, nothing yet. So, hey, I like working under pressure, evidently. But we're going to have a February 1st release. Then we're going to have the March 6th through the 8th release, which is the virtual market I just talked about. Then we're going to do a May release. The release is going to be the weekend that Nashville was supposed to be in May, which is May 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Okay? Then we are going to do a July, August, September, October, November, and December release. That's the plan. If that gets to be too much, I might just do them every other month, but I really would like July through December to have a release. And instead of doing big releases all the time, we want to space it out so it's a little bit more of a flow for us, a better flow for the shops, to not have, you know, 9 patterns. Oh my gosh, she's, you know, she has 9 new patterns, you know. Instead, space it out. And I just think it would work easier for Kevin and for the shops. So that's the plan. All right, one more announcement. Cross stitch 258, all the things. Error. And this was brought to my attention. I feel so bad. And I'm really hoping that she sees this FlOSSTUBE episode. Somebody emailed me and she said, you have only 1 skein of Oscar listed on your instructions. And she said, I can tell right now I'm not going to have enough. So I contacted, because I went through all my instructions and I could not find anywhere where, because a lot of times my model stitchers, when they send them piece back, they give me the pattern back and will say, you know, I used this many of this, or they'll contact me and say, oh, I ran out of this, can you send me more? And I make a note. I couldn't find any notes on this. And I think it's because Karen gave this to me at market in 2020. So thank God she had that at home, because she gave this to me in March of 2020. And I don't remember when I texted her, but probably a few weeks ago. And anyways, she had listed all the floss that she used. So I want to share this with you, and then I'm going to put the correction on my blog or my website. Okay, so if you're doing this pattern, you're going to need 4 of Weeks Dye Works Oscar. 2197 is the number. You're going to need Weeks Dye Works 2240 Red Rocks. You're going to need 2 skeins of that. And I have all these listed on here as just 1. And then you're also going to need Weeks Dye Works 3860 Crimson. You're going to need 2 instead of 1 skein of that. So my apologies. I really don't like making mistakes on my pattern. I mean, who does, right? But it happens, and I apologize. And I tried so hard to find the email of the lady that asked about this, and I searched and searched and searched, and I couldn't find it to tell her what she needed. And I feel so bad. So please forgive me if you're watching this, that you probably think, why did she never get back with me? I feel so bad. Okay. Let's move on. I only have a couple questions this week. Sarah Danielle, she said she loves the Pennsylvania Dutch painting that I did with CW Live students. And she said, will there be prints available soon? And yes, there will be prints available soon within the next couple weeks. I have a bunch of prints that I want to add and some original paintings I want to add to that. So, and then Rain Jude, she said, would you ever do Candy Cane Parade in cross stitch? So she's referring to when I showed all the Christmas paintings 2 videos ago. I can't say for sure. If I had more hours in the day to chart, I just have so much to pull from, and I'm always creating new as well. So I can't say 100% sure that I will, but I'll keep it in mind. Whips, CW Live, we started. Look, Save the Bees. So this is not done. This is just our first week. We got a nice coat down, a nice layer of paint down on this, and we'll finish it this coming Tuesday. There's going to be a little saying, a little writing here, and it's going to say, she saved all the bees that she could. I love it. It's super cute. It's fun. Whimsy chicks are fun to paint. And then other whips. So I thought I was going to have tons of time to do punch needle and cross stitch while I was away in Florida, because I plan on doing it in the morning. But Kevin and I, one morning we recorded a video. It was a Q&A I did for the Patreon members. So we did that. You know, one day we were gone to the Siesta Key. It was way more busy than I thought it was going to be. So I didn't do any stitching or any punching until on the way home. I started this cute chicken. It's called This Chick Loves Flowers, and it's from my punch needle book. And my sale that I told you guys I was starting a sale for Winter Bouquet. Winter Bouquet is a Patreon only pattern, and I wanted to do a sale. Well, I just started it this morning, guys, and I'm just not good at cross stitch, but they're super cute, the little stitches. I hope I'm not too close to the edge, but so what I'm working on is, what you're gonna see is the tail. I have the tail done on the cat. That's it. You guys. So when I started this morning, I started doing 1/1 by accident. And I'm like, this just doesn't feel right. Like, this doesn't feel right. Anyway, as I looked closer, I'm like, well, you idiot, you're doing 1/1. So I started doing 2/2, and wow, much easier. So there's the little cat tail. I have decided that I will not be getting this done this winter, but what I want to do, oh gosh, I've seen it stitched. In the Patreon group, we have a private Facebook group, and somebody has stitched the whole thing, and it's so gorgeous. I love it. But I don't have time. Like, if I'm going to design and I'm going to have releases throughout the year and I want to paint, I just don't have time to stitch a lot. So what I'm going to do is how many stitches did I do? I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I only did 15 stitches. I told myself if I to do 20 to 25 stitches on this a day. So it's gonna take me maybe a year, and that might increase throughout the year. There might be times when I have more time to stitch or something, but right now I gotta keep moving forward. And I heard, I don't remember if it was Laura, I think it was Brenda actually, from Brenda and the Cereal Starter, and she was showing her whips on her latest video, and she said, I didn't get much done, but some progress is better than no progress. And I'm like, amen, sister. So I decided that if I can do 20 to 25 stitches a day, hey, eventually it'll get done, right? And I'm using this, I love this bag. It's super sweet, and I'm just, the reason I'm stuttering is because if you could have heard me stitching on this, oh, I was getting knots. I have knots in my thread. I was going in the wrong hole. I was having really difficult, and I was cursing. And Kevin goes, wow, hon, are you enjoying your new hobby? I'm like, you know, but I'll get better, and I don't have a lot of patience. And I think that's why, like, I love punch needle, I love painting, because I can whip those out. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to be a cross stitcher, y'all. And then that's whips. Finishes, you guys, I finished the angel painting. I have named her Carry No Burdens, because I found this amazing quote by, oh, I forget her name, Eileen something. I gotta show it to you. Where I left off on this painting in the previous video is there were no words, and I did some washes and stuff. Well, I added over here. So at first I added, this was done on What You Paint Wednesday. If you're not familiar with that is, at 2 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube and on Facebook. I paint with my best friend, Kristen. She lives in Tennessee. I live in Michigan. We go live on StreamYard, on her Facebook page, my Facebook page, and both of my YouTube channels, and we paint together and chit chat with y'all. So join us if you can. Anywho, I've been painting this for the past few weeks, and I started out by putting the word angel down here. Oh, you can't see it. I put the word angel down here, and then I come over on this side and I wrote, angels can fly because they carry no burdens. And then I put some little angel wings there. And then I came over here and I put angels among us, and then I wrote guardian here, and then I was like, oh, I want to put that guardian angel scripture that Daisy is stitching for me and is sending back, and I cannot wait. I'm going to release that for March for sure. But anyways, it is a guardian angel cross stitch pattern, and it had scripture on it, and I couldn't think of the scripture, but we worked through it. So the scripture is Psalm 91:11, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. So that's what that says. Then I sanded it, and then I took a roller or a brayer, and I put paint on it, and I just wanted to grungy it up. And then so I did that with some blue paint, I did that with some red paint, as you can see, and then I took red paint and had it like run. See it running down like that? Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this painting. So I don't know that I'll be selling this original because I love it so much, but I will be offering prints because I've already had people ask me, I need prints of this angel in my house. So I'm so happy to have it done. Somebody mentioned in the comments that I should do like an old lady angel. And you know, I think that's a great idea. I want to do different ethnic, you know, skin tones, and just there's a lot going on in here, guys. I wanted to share with you real quick my new schedule. I'm starting on Monday. The new schedule for me is I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. I used to get up at 5 a.m. all the time, and I feel like I got so much more done in the morning when things were super quiet than I do now. I'm getting up at 5. I'm gonna work out. By the time I do all that, it'll be about 6. I'm gonna do meditation for half an hour and prayer for half an hour, or however long it takes me to do those 2 things. Then shower, and I wanna get down to the studio by 8 o'clock. I'm going to work from 8 to noon painting. I am going to paint every day from 8 to noon, no matter what. Then at noon to 5 or 5:30 is when I'm going to do everything else that I need to do. Obviously when I have a release, I'll probably be working some major overtime or whatever, but I want to paint more, guys. I really do. And I have some fantastic ideas and some things that I want to paint on big canvases that will take me many hours to do. So that's my new schedule. And then after dinner, I'm gonna make dinner, and then after dinner, I'll have a couple hours before I go to bed, and that's when I will do cross stitch, I will do punch needle. That's when I will do those needle art type things too. And something else I really wanna do, which I don't know what I'm thinking, but I really wanna do embroidery. I've been watching, or I don't know if you guys follow her, Not Forgotten Farm, Laurie, oh my gosh. Her primitive embroidery is so cool, and I've been watching embroidery on YouTube of people that, show how to do flowers and how to do all these different stitches and stuff. I think that's super cool. I don't know, I don't have time for it right now, but that is something in my future down the road. Okay, so I had a lot of people send me their finishes, and I want to share that with you guys. This is one of my favorite parts of my my FlosStube video. It's kind of something a little bit new that I've been doing, and it's just a lot of fun. So we are going to start out with Doreen Branham. Doreen has been making models from my Celebration punch needle book for a shop. Of course, right now I can't think of what shop she's doing it for, but the first one we have is Happy Bunny, and she used 6 strands of DMC and punched on the number 1 of the Ultra punch needle. The next one we have is Turkey Pilgrim. This is one I want to punch so bad. I just love it. I love the colors. I love the dark background. So thank you, Doreen, for those 2. Next we have Laurie Holt, Bee in My Bonnet. She's BLaurie1 on Instagram. She's a fabric designer. She's a cross-stitch pattern designer. I mean, she does everything, and she's so creative. And she has a FlosStube channel, which I will link below. She stitched Stu Snowman of mine, and it is to die for. The way she finished it on that sled is so stinking cute. And she talks about this pattern and some other ones in her FlosStube video, so I'll have that linked below. Next we have Becky Lund. She stitched wool, what is it? Wool and Honey Farm. Sorry, it says right here, but I just read it. She said, I finished Honey and Wool Farm, and I love the frame my finisher, aka my best friend, used. I used the call for fabric and thread, the frames from Hobby Lobby. I really enjoyed stitching this. Thank you so much, Betty. I don't know if I thanked Laurie Holt or not, but thank you, Laurie, for stitching my pattern. Miss Harriet Sparrow on Instagram. She stitched, what is this one called? Christmas Magic? I can't remember. Or The Magic of Christmas. I'm sorry, The Magic of Christmas. And she finished it into a adorable pillow. It's so cute. And she used some mini pom-poms around the edge. Super cute. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay, next we have Shelly Nichols. She stitched Home for Christmas and finished it so cute on that little house. I love it. She used 28 count Picture This Plus Crystal Ariel. Floss colors used were DMC 712 and Classic Colorworks Licorice Red, Honeycomb Roasted Chestnuts, Cherry Cobbler, Black Coffee, and Spinach. She got the frame at Kohl's this year. She said it was a natural color with brown roof, so she painted it red and changed the roof to black. I love it. Thank you so much, Shelly. That's adorable. Next we have Terry Whistler. Oh, Terry, she's Cornhusker State Stitcher on FlOSSTUBE. Her and her daughter have a FlOSSTUBE together, and they're so adorable. So Terry, let's see. She stitched Home for Christmas. I'm thinking she used the called for colors because she didn't mention anything different. But make sure, I will have a link to her too. Her FlOSSTUBE, because she shows this, I think she shows this on her FlOSSTUBE. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Terry. Okay, next we have Tanya Hartnell. Tanya stitched Let Heaven and Nature Sing. Actually, I call it just Heaven and Nature. It's one of my samplers that I introduced at Market in 2020. She said she started it in July 2020. It's on 28 count Ivory Lugana with the called for threads 2/2. Thank you so much, Tanya. It turned out beautiful. She said thank you for such a wonderful pattern. I enjoyed every stitch. Thank you, Tanya. Next we have Becky Lund, and she stitched the Merry Christmas freebie that I gave away. She said, "You are inspiring me to find my punch needle." Yay, Becky! That's so sweet. But thank you, Becky, for sharing your Merry Christmas with us. I just love that little pattern. And then last but not least, we have Karen Johnson. She said, "Still loving the Celebration punch needle book. Due to my stash, I used the following." So she stitched All Good Works, which is one of the ones I cannot wait to do. She used Valdani P5 in place of weeks 1232, Valdani JP2 in place of weeks 1227. She used Valdani O531 in place of weeks 1303. She used DMC 3778 221 3857 in place of weeks 4121. And then she used DMC 114 in place of DMC 377. Boy, her background on that is gorgeous. Thank you so much, Karen, for sharing that with us. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you showing me what you're working on and what you have finished of mine. That's so sweet. So if you're interested, if you have stitched or punched something of mine and you want it to be shown on my FlOSSTUBE, all you have to do is email me right here at teresakogut3@gmail.com, and I'll show it in my next video. Okay, that's it for that haul. So for haul, I mentioned earlier that I got some Picture This Plus Mystic from the Attic Needlework. So yay! So this is the one that they cut in half and send half of it to Mendy. And then this piece, this is a 27 by 36. I'm so excited. This dark blue color is just to die for. It is so good. And the piece that I sent to Mendy, look at that rich, gorgeous color. But the piece I sent to Mendy is called Up on the Housetop, and it's a painting that I did years and years ago. And I didn't want someone to have to stitch all that navy blue sky. So it's a house, it's got 3 snowmen dancing on top, and it says Up on the Housetop. It's super cute, and I hope Mendy is enjoying stitching it. In the other haul that I got some Sulky Cotton Petite threads. So let me explain a little bit why I got this, because like some of these colors I don't think I would ever use. It's just not my color palette. But Michelle Bendy Stitchy, there's a designer group on Facebook, and she was mentioning, well, she mentioned it months ago in there, and somehow I missed it. You know how Facebook is. If you're not on there all the time, things move down in the feed, and then you can miss it. Well, anyways, everybody was in there talking about Market and talking about things, and I happened to be a part of this conversation. So somebody was mentioning, are we gonna still do Moo the Merrier and just have it come out in May? Or, what's gonna go on with that? And so I'm like, Moo the Merrier? So I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're in a Facebook group, if there's a topic that you're interested in, you put it in the search, and then all the posts that have that word or that phrase in it comes up. So I did that, and I read from beginning to end about Moo the Merrier. the more the merrier. You know, like the more the merrier. All right, so Michelle had this really cool idea that it was supposed to be for market, and the idea is that we would all, whoever wanted to, all the designers that wanted to participate, would stitch or have a pattern called the more the merrier, and you could probably name it something else underneath that. But everyone's gonna stitch a cow. You can stitch it any size you want, but I'm gonna stitch the size that is kind of recommended, just so that if you, as someone that wants to buy these patterns and stitch it as one piece, they would all be square, and you could do a bunch of cows all in one and have a different cow from each designer, which I think is such a cool idea. Excuse me. So it's 60 by 60, and that's how big I designed mine. I designed that while I was in Florida as well, because once I found out about it, I'm like, I'm all on board. I want to do this so bad. Salky was working with Mendy to create a palette. So if you wanted to participate, Salky sent you these threads for free. So I'm going to use as many as I can. I think I'm going to be able to use the black for sure. Probably the green and the gray and maybe the brown for my cow. I don't know. But I'm going to use as many as I can, because that was so nice of Salky to give us all these threads to try. So that is something I'm going to stitch myself, you guys. It's going to be on red fabric. I hope I have the red. I have some red fabric. I hope it's the color that I need. This cow design is going to be so cute. And I think, so the whole reason Michelle wanted to do that is so that it would be fun for the store owners if we did have Nashville Market, that they would go into each room and say, hey, do you have a moo the merrier? You know, and it would just give them something kind of exciting to look for in each room. So, and plus it's just a way for us designers to, you know, bond over a certain theme. Okay. So anyway, I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm so grateful, and I'm going to stitch it myself because it is small, and I want it, it's coming out in March. Wait. Oh, I was thinking it was coming out in May. I think they are having it come out. That's right. Oh Lord. They're having it come out in March for the virtual show. So I don't know if I can have it stitched by then. I might have to beg one of my model stitchers to get that done for me, because I'm not sure that I could do it that fast. I'll have to take a look at it. Anyways, light bulb. So that's why I went into that whole spiel. I wanted to kind of let you guys know too what's coming down the pipeline. I think that's really, really fun. If you love cows, wouldn't it be fun to have, you know, like take a bunch of them and put them in one big piece. Anyways, that's it for haul. I haven't done Current Whims in a long time. And Current Whims is basically my take on what Teresa Vanette Kitten Stitcher does. That's what I'm all into this week. Yeah, I love that part of her video, and I do it when I have something to share, but I don't do it all the time because a lot of times I don't have anything. But I have a few things I want to share with you guys. I am always looking for something interesting to watch while I'm working on my laptop, or, you know, doing punching or whatever. And I found on Netflix Dream Home Makeover. Shay and Sid are a married couple. She is the talent, the visionary. He is the heavy lifting guy. He does, and he's like the CEO. He does the finance part and in more of the business side. They're so cute together. They're a young family. They have 2 daughters. One's 3 and one is 6. And they're adorable. They show their personal life, but they go into these homes and make them over. They'll do a small budget. They'll do a millions of dollar budget. I mean, and they're just, her style is very clean. It's very different than how I decorate, but I truly can appreciate it. She's very good. And it's just fun, and they're an adorable couple. Anyways, I love watching shows like that. I love to see, you know, design elements and things like that. So I just wanted to throw that out there if you're looking for something to watch. But I mean, we have so much FlOSSTUBE to watch. But see, like, if Kevin's with me, he doesn't want to sit and watch FlOSSTUBE. he'll watch some of it, but it's like, okay, can we turn it now? You know, I could sit all day and do punch needle and watch FlOSSTUBE and be happy as a peach. Clam, happy as a lark. I don't know, what is that saying? Then, while we were gone in Florida, our sweet neighbor that, she lived next door to her father. Her father passed a couple years ago, but he had a tractor, a plow. So when we get a lot of snow, her dad would plow everyone's driveways. Well, when he passed, Kevin kind of took it over. Like, so when we get a lot of snow, he'll go down, he'll get the tractor, and he plows her driveway next door, and then our driveway, and anyone else that needs it in the neighborhood, okay? Well, anyways, she's very grateful for that. We're very grateful that she has, you know, this tractor that she lets us use. And then she's very grateful that he plows her driveway. So while we were gone, sorry we missed her, but she sent us a little bag of goodies. And there was all kinds of goodies in there. But the one that I love the most, I'm gonna insert a picture here. It's called Skinny Dipped Almonds. They're so flippin' good. And I read a little bit on the package. It's a small business, a family-owned business, and they wanted a healthier snack. Like, you know, a lot of times when you get chocolate dipped nuts, whether they're almonds or whatever, there's a ton of chocolate on them. Well, these have a thinner coat of chocolate, and then they're like dusted with pure cocoa, so they're not super sweet. Oh, they're so good. I had to share that with you guys. The other thing I wanted to share with you is an app for your phone. It's called Hopper, and if you are planning a trip and you need to fly somewhere, you can put in your dates and it will watch the prices for you, and it will send you alerts when it gets like the lowest that they think it's going to go, and they'll say, you want to get your tickets now, you know, it's probably going to go up, and then when it does go up, you still get an alert. Because we weren't sure if we were going to fly to Florida or not way back when we were planning this, so I got the Hopper app because somebody told me about it. Oh yeah, a friend of ours. And it sent me alerts, and it, you know, I think the ticket got down to like $147 round trip. And anyways, and then obviously we decided to drive because we had to drive their truck back. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we drove their truck back because it's a lease and they have to turn it in this summer. And, you know, my mom can't drive anymore, so we drove the truck back for them. And anyways, that's a great app for you. I also wanted, one last thing is, it's called Tile. And I'm an idiot and forgot to bring it down here. But Ryan got it for me for my birthday. It is, oh, he also got me an ice maker. I haven't plugged it in yet because we left shortly after he gave it to me because it didn't come in time for my birthday. Plus I was sick for my birthday. So right before we left, the day before we left, we had the grandkids. Yeah, I was up till whatever, midnight packing because I hadn't had anything ready to go before the kids came. Anyways, Ryan came over and I opened it then. Anyways, it's a ice maker, which so happy about that because I'm the ice maker. I have been the ice maker in our family. You fill the trays up and then you empty them because no one else does it. No one else does it. But anyway, he gave me the Tile. It's this little square device that you put on your keys. So if you lose your keys, you go to your phone and you go to the Tile app. And if your keys are in another country or another state or, you know, a mile away at someone else's house or whatever, it's not gonna beep. But if it's within the house, or I could come to the studio and do it, it will beep, the Tile piece. And as you get closer, it gets louder and it shows you on the app that you're getting closer. So isn't that cool? I need to buy that for Kevin. He's worse about losing keys than I am. But anyways, super cool device. So I wanted to share that with you guys because, you know, who doesn't lose their keys once in a while? All right, real quick, plans this week. I plan to work on that punch needle and get it finished. I plan to work 25 to 25 stitches a day in Winter Bouquet. I did plan to work on that cow, but now I'm gonna have to look at it and see, I'm going to count how many stitches are in that cow, and I'm going to say, okay, if I do this many stitches a day, will I be able to get it done in time? We'll see. So I'm going to look at that. And then also this week, I will be working my tail end off, getting ready for that February 1st release, which will only be 3 cross stitch and 1 punch needle pattern. It's a small release because I want the big stuff to wait until March for that virtual market. So, but we haven't released anything since December, the 1st of December. So like I'm itching to do it and get some things finished. Oh, and what else I need to do this week is, I need to do it Monday actually, fully finish my Punch Needle Primitive Stitchers magazine piece that will be in the spring issue. It's stitched. I just have to fully finish it and write the instructions. So I will be doing that. What I worked on last week, oh my gosh, I got back from Florida and I had this email from the fabric company I'm working with. And oh, there were some things I needed to do. And like I guess I kind of thought I was done. Anyways, I worked my hind end off last week finishing up everything for the fabric line. You guys, I'm so full of gratitude. I cannot wait to have fabric out in the world again. And there's such a neat, wonderful company to work with, Riley Blake Designs. I don't know if I ever told you guys who it was, but Riley Blake Designs, I taught myself how to create a repeat because I never had to do that for any other company that I worked with. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that they asked me to do it if I knew how to or whatever, because I've always wanted to learn how to do a seamless repeat because I can use that for other product as well, not just for fabric. So I'm so happy to now know how to do it. How I did it is I went to Skillshare, and I've been a member on Skillshare for a long time. And there's a couple of tutorials on there that showed me how to create a beautiful seamless repeat. So anyways, I'm just learning all kinds of things, and life is crazy busy, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that's my plans. Giveaway. You had to say give love in order to be entered into the drawing for this cute, cute project bag that Teresa Johnston made for me to give to you guys. It has a cute little snowflake zipper pull. So you had to say give love. I'm going to insert the YouTube random comment picker here. Okay, so you had to say give love to be entered in the drawing, and let's see who wins the project bag. Cheryl Brumbaugh. So congratulations, Cheryl. She said, I wish everyone would learn to give love all year long. So many only give or show love during this time of year when we need it all the time. True statement. Loved watching your grandkids open presents. My youngest is 24 and I don't have any grandkids yet. Happy birthday and Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you everyone for participating and for commenting and interacting with me through this amazing platform. All right, let's get back to it. Congratulations, Cheryl. You guys, thank you for all your comments. I was just smiling ear to ear, big, huge, cheesy smile, because all the sweet comments that you guys had, just wishing me happy birthday, wishing me happy new year, you know, sending me well wishes because I was sick, and just, you guys are just so positive and so uplifting. When I read your comments, I'm just like super touched. So thank you so much. Okay, this week our angel, she's so pretty. Her name is Peacemaker. Oh, Peacemaker. While I was gone in Florida, guess what? Matthew Penton stitched Peacemaker. That's the next angel that will be released in March. This is her. You should see the beautiful job that Matthew did stitching her. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely stunning. So I can't wait to show you guys that in March. And thank you so much, Matthew. But anyway, this is Peacemaker. On the back it says, don't rely on other people to inspire you and motivate you. You have to want it enough to make it happen yourself. And that is the God's honest truth. People ask me a lot of times, you know, what motivates you? I think for me, what motivates me is just that I love what I do. If you're passionate about your work, it doesn't seem like work. You know, some of it does when it has like taxes and stuff like that. But my motivation is just that I love what I do and I want to share it with the world. And as you guys have seen, I have so much art to choose from that I seriously in a lifetime cannot chart everything that I already have painted, let alone the things I'm going to paint. Whimsy 365 is still going on. I have been doing a sketch every single day in 2021 so far, and I plan to do that at the end of this year. I'll have 365 sketches. I've already created 2 samplers from my sketches for my Patreon group. So it's just been so fun. I love that. But anyway, God, I'm just really rambling today. So I want you guys to say, make it happen. Make it happen. Don't rely on other people to give you a little kick in the pants. You gotta want it. If you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen, right? So anyway, oh, well, that'll be later. Okay, so this week, say make it happen in the comments and you will be in the drawing for a pattern of your choice. So I didn't pick one out because I want you to pick out what you want to stitch, okay? Yeah, or punch, can be punch needle too. So anyway, we are really close to being done with these cards, which makes me sad because then I got to start thinking of questions. That's always like hard for me for some reason. All right, guys, that's it this week. It was long, it was wordy, but I bet you're getting lots of stitching done. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for your comments. Keep them coming. If you could please click the subscribe button, that would be awesome. I also have been, after my FlOSSTUBE, I do a blog post. It's focused. Sorry, my battery died. But anyways, go to teresakogut.com and you will see more of basically everything that I'm talking about here, and that's where, like, if I have any news or anything, I will be posting that there. That's where you can find my recipes that I talked to you guys about, the pattern corrections you can find there. You can go there and there's just a lot of information on there, so check it out, guys. And you can join my newsletter there too. So all right, I'm done. Peace out, you guys. And don't forget, create every day. Bye.